Hi, it's Seafood Jordan here. I'm just going to talk about shoulder injury. Shoulder injury is very common in a lot of sports. If we look at any type of football or involves tackling, you can have the guys in the off season doing surgery, and over those weeks that you don't see them playing football, they might have their arm in a sling and they've got all sorts of things going on that doesn't really make the press and they got personal physiotherapists and all sorts of things for pro footballers. Um, and then if we look at just average people, um, what can they do? You know, they don't have um, this continuous. I have to play. I get this huge amount of money, and then I can go in the off season and do ops, or I have a personal physiotherapist who's with me through the week, or a personal masseuse, or a personal this, and all of these guides and all these people telling me what to eat and how to move. And so you can see, to be a professional athlete, there's a lot involved in it, and that equates to a lot of money and a lot of knowledge, a lot of effort, and this sort of information and so forth and support is not there for the average person. So when they do get an injury, and we're just going to focus on shoulder injuries, they normally don't get out of it. You know, they rarely, or they go for operations and so forth. So if you do a martial art, boxing, and especially in Wing Chun, you can do a lot of punching, and you have this bong sao, han sao type motion. It can play on the rotator cuff. Okay, so the ball and socket that's located here. So and people, when they think of shoulder, they think, just this one little area. So I wanted to call out today, like one of the best treatments I've found for shoulder injury. What does it mean to have a shoulder injury? What components are involved and so forth. And then how to prevent it as well. How to prevent it so it never does happen. But if it does happen, here's the way to get out of it. So firstly, you might notice on my chest, I've just been to a treatment from the bamboo healer, and part of that involves gua sha, where it's a scraping method, and then the paksha, a slapping method. And there's different ways they do that, and he has a number of tools. Hopefully I get the video together and go through those tools with you. But more important than you knowing the tools is seeing him, or seeing someone who knows this methodology really well, not someone who's sitting on YouTube and then just copies it. So and I have to say, he's this is Bamboo Sims. You can Google that. Bamboo Sims methodology is by far one of the best I've seen and been a part of. All right, so let's just go through the treatment I just had. So I've got a shoulder problem with my right shoulder. I can feel it go up into the neck and just at the base of the skull, and it sort of comes down here out to the deltoid. And it also comes through the scalenes at the front and the chest muscle. So I just take this off, and you can just see, because you'd say, oh, you've just got a shoulder injury, so it's just the shoulder, right? But if you have a look, the work that was done, you can see that this front part here is all gui sha. I did some beating, and now if we have a look at the back, if I turn around and do this, you'll see that on the shoulder blade itself, there are a number of toxins, and you've got the rhomboid as well that runs down along the shoulder blade, and then you've got the subscap and serratus. So here's another section. If we have a look in there, that I had nicely done, and around so you can see it crawling around the back. So you might find yourself with, you say, oh, I have shoulder pain, or I have pain in my neck. But you can see from this treatment, it's going to release those toxins where the problem is occurring. So it's not just like rotator cuff problem that it's going to be in this area. So it can be a number of things, and to be honest, we haven't finished. So I did a bit of tricep the other day, but I've still got the bicep part, the deltoids, and so forth, and all the way down to the forearm. There is so many areas that are all linked together up to your shoulder. So there's the first thing, that even though you might have pain here or over there, it can be a combination of things. So if you have a look at people who get frozen shoulder, they can't, I can't lift it up. And the worst thing you can do is go to surgery. There, I've said it. And they go and they believe it's a skeletal thing, and they carve off the bone. It's terrible. No, it's a muscular thing. And you've got toxins in your muscle, and you basically just need them scraped out or slapped out, and then you'll be able to move freely. It's really that basic. So that's another part of this. And basically, like for the majority of injuries that were done through sports, this gua sha or pak sha or bamboo healing will remedy those problems. I personally had a shoulder injury that was on a range of pain scale of 9 to 10, and just constant pain. I woke up in the morning, boom, pain. Go to bed at night. When I black out, that's when there's no pain. But other than that, pain. I can't sleep on this shoulder. I can't move it to any great ability. I just sort of keep everything very low key. Now I've gone through a period of these treatments, and the pain levels have considerably dropped. I mean, I don't have this constant pain. It's really about now getting back into my martial arts and building up that strength. So then I notice, because I'm doing such, it can be fast movements or it can be strength movements, or you're really going to be testing the body, and it's at those like extremes that you go, oh, there's something a bit more. And I've noticed that, and I've also noticed when I sleep, there is still this uncomfortableness when I'm laying down. So I've come back again, and you explain that to people that you're in pain, and they do scans. They don't find anything with the scans. They might say something like bursitis or whatever it may be. And because you can't see it, no one really has any real empathy or cares for your pain. But you can see what I just showed you is what is being there that whole time, irritating me and annoying me. Just sitting there, telling the brain I've got a problem, and the brain interprets this as pain. There's nothing. It doesn't stop. Pain. So it's fantastic to get it out, and then also visually, I can show it to you. I can say, oh, there it is, and you can then be cognizant of this. And for the people who are suffering, or people who are suffering, you can get this message to them. You can say, hey, look, there's this treatment I've seen, a guy on YouTube or whatever, and he did. You don't get more injuries than this guy, except for if I broke bones, right? It's kind of breaking stuff that's the next level. So I really took it to that point where there was injury and there was still training going on, so there's more injury, and it gets deeper and worse, and to the point that I couldn't move. But let's be honest, I had trouble putting my pants on in the morning. Just was putting my shirt on, getting dressed it was a drain, and my body was always tired. It was a struggle just to stay awake, and I'd always need to take naps, which you can't do at work. You just got to keep working and keep pushing along. But as soon as the evening came or the weekends came, my quality of life it was in the toilet. And now if I look at myself, you might go, well, your quality of life ain't so great now, buddy. You've got all these things all over your body. But to be honest with you, it doesn't hurt. These things, they don't hurt. It's great to get them out of the body so that I can get back to that state that we all once had when we were children. And if you look at children running around, they're so lively and they're so happy and so free, and they don't have these physical burdens that we carry with us. And some of them, that can be caused by the food we've eaten. It can be caused by alcohol consumption and dehydration of the muscle. It can be caused by growing old is a part of it, but these are the growing old is just time, and you need to put more factors in that. With those factors in time, it gets worse. So types of exercise that you've done and training will bring it on as well. Um, so that all of these things and your emotions and your mind state and the way you hold your posture, all of them keep adding, and you can bury emotions in the body, which then stop blood flow or cause tension. And again, you don't get this healing benefit. You don't get the consciousness of your whole being keeping your body healthy and whole, which as I said, you see in children, and you can also see in animals. It doesn't mean they're going to live forever. It doesn't mean that they won't develop disease, but you can see that there is this optimal state, and you can return to that. That's what this post is about. The only way you don't return to it is because you're either dead or you give up. You're like, I don't believe in that. I'll just stick with my pain, and that's just a bad mental attitude. So don't give up. Keep searching. Find things that are worthwhile studying. Improve yourself. And one of the best methodologies, now we'll go through that. I've gone through acupuncture, physiotherapists, chiropractors, massage, GPs and scans, and so forth. Did any of those help me? No. Did they make a difference? Slightly, very slightly. Would it have, and we're talking yoga, meditation, qigong, did they make a difference? Yes. Would they have gotten me out of this trouble? No. The only thing that gets me out of this trouble, physical trouble, muscle, is these physical, I find are these physical remedies. Now, there might be some masters out there with magic hands who can heat them up and do all sorts of things. Personally, haven't met them. And all I can speak of is what I have empirically experienced. And empirically, this can be studied in a scientific fashion, and it gets results. So I really do hope this video has made the whole thing to be, in a sense, more believable. Because when I first saw it, I didn't think it was believable. I just disregarded it. Right? Don't do that. Look into it, and I'll post some more videos. Thank you.